A happy hump day to you, sports fan. This is the ProView Rundown. We welcome you into the ProView Network studios. I am Adam Diehl, along with the crew in the zoo. Jason Paul, Daniwani, Josh Brown. Alden's in there somewhere. Hey, we've got playoffs for you. We got pick'ems coming your way. Going to find out where everybody is as we enter playoffs. That's right, playoffs. Now, no games during the week. We did have a political election show last night, which was a first for ProView Networks, and so no highlights to run through, and so it's all brackets and it's all postseason talk. We'll have Steve Davis come in just a little bit. Jason Pohl, I got to ask you, are you ready for your El Dorado Eagles?
I'm hoping I am. They've been looking pretty down these days, but the word is out. Gabe Smith might play. You have some info, possibly he's getting checked to play, but
well, I got no info to report on, unfortunately, yeah. So I got nothing, no information. So it's a coin flip, is what I'm understanding. Either he gets released or he doesn't get released, and we're going to find out. I tend to favor that he is, just because, look, you have nothing to lose. Well, I mean, this is up to Gabe Smith. I mean, you break it again, you break it again. Like, he's a senior, this is it. And so we'll see. If El Dorado plays, are you going to favor them over Hobbs?
I don't think I can. If I already set my pick'ems in knowingly that he's not going to play. If he does play, it's a game changer. But I'm sorry, Eagles. Just can't.
Why don't we do this? Right now, quarterfinal soccer is going on at the Bernalillo Soccer Complex. You got some brackets?
I still got them, yeah.
Let's throw up some brackets and go over some of those matchups today. Yeah, we'll start with 8 through 3. Now, all these games are going on right now at the Bernalillo Soccer Complex. So going all throughout the day, and then tomorrow will be the semis, and we will be broadcasting the state championship games on the NFHS network. So we'll have that for you on Friday. Yes, Friday. But right now, all these matchups are going on. We don't have updated one with the quarters?
He's getting them, yeah.
Okay, we'll get those for you in just a little bit. The most intriguing matchup I find, and you can skip to it, Jason, is the girls 5A, sorry, it's dropped to 5A, the girls 5A bracket, in which La Cueva, who could be a number 1 seed, just based off of their loss to El Dorado in district play, had to get them seated behind El Dorado. El Dorado didn't have good credentials to get seated high, so La Cueva had to be seated behind them. La Cueva is going to take on the 1 seed Centennial. This could almost be like, this should have been maybe a 1 and 2 seed, maybe a state championship game playing in the quarterfinals. Like, I find that pretty crazy.
Here we go.
All right. So we'll get you these updated matchups. Bang, bang. So 8 through 3A today, Sandia Prep's going to play Robertson. Hatch Valley versus Santa Fe Prep. Bosque is going to take on their rival St. Mike's, and Socorro versus Navajo Prep. That's what 8 through 3A girls looks like. Sandia Prep heavily favored in this bracket. Watch out, though, for Santa Fe Prep. Dangerous team. 8 through 3A boys, also Sandia Prep heavily favored in this bracket. They'll take on Nimi. Hatch Valley is going to take on Tierra Antigua. Remember, all these games are on a neutral site at Bernalillo Soccer Complex. Monte del Sol will play St. Mike's in the 3-6 matchup, and Robertson versus Bosque in the 2-7 matchup. That is 8 through 3A. Here is the 4A girls. And it goes Albuquerque Academy, the 1 seed, against the 8 seed Del Norte. The 4 seed is Los Alamos against the 5 seed Aztec. St. Pius is going to take on Goddard. That's the 3-6. And Hope Christian, the overall 2 seed, against the 7 seed Artesia. 4A boys, St. Pius heavily favored in this bracket, takes on their district rival Los Lunas. They did have one close game in Los Lunas, 3-2 win for St. Pius. They beat them 4-1 later on in the season as well. Chaparral, they're the overall 4 seed as they take on the 5 seed Los Alamos. The 3-6 matchup is Santa Teresa Taos, and then the 2-10 matchup. The only upset in the bracket so far, Aztec beats Hope Christian in a shootout. Will play Albuquerque Academy. That game going on today. Now we go to 5A girls. I mentioned that Centennial La Cueva matchup, such a big one. Can't wait to see the result of that one. Cibola and Volcano, the rivalry continues. That matchup, you've got Cleveland versus Albuquerque High School, the 3 versus 6, and Sandia versus El Dorado, old school rivalry as well. So a lot of really good quarterfinals. 5A girls bracket, I think, intrigues me the most as we go to the 5A boys. These two teams now will square it off 3 times as Cleveland takes on their rival at Trisco Heritage. Albuquerque High School, the defending state champions, will go at it with Clovis. La Cueva against Mayfield and Hobbs against Volcano Vista. All 4 games again at the Bernalillo Soccer Complex. Jay Pohl, it's been a while since you've been able to direct soccer finals. You get to do some this year on Friday. You pumped?
Well, I'm pretty pumped about it. Well, hopefully the weather.
It's going to be cold, man.
It's going to be cold regardless.
It's going to be cold.
It's
so
always
I was looking
been cold,
at it.
but
We're looking at a low of 32 and a high of 53. So
we're directing
dress
out
warm,
of the truck.
man.
We're going to stay in the truck and direct. But like you were saying, that Centennial versus La Cueva, aren't the Centennial girls undefeated this season up until this bracket?
Yeah, so
I think they were undefeated, so that's pretty interesting.
I mean, it is, but La Cueva's had a way tougher schedule than Centennial. I'm telling you, it's a matchup everyone's going to want to see. So it'll be some good stuff. And
what about who won state last year for boys? Was it La Cueva?
you know, it was Albuquerque High School in a rematch. They beat La Cueva. La Cueva in the year before won state. And so this last year, Albuquerque High School gets some payback. Albuquerque High School's been to the state championship 4 years in a row under Lucian Starsinski. 4 years in a row.
That's greatness. That's pretty great. I'm hoping that the students show up, because when the students show up, it's a whole different ballgame. When they pack the hill,
Albuquerque usually does too. They bring a
Albuquerque
band.
does.
They get some really good crowds out there, by the way.
I
soccer.
hope so. That's all I hope for. And I hope nobody's car. I heard some horror stories last year. The cars were dying, batteries were dying in cars. But the crew got it done. So.
Well, this year it'll be a little bit different, the setup. So we're good. You're good, right? We're good. That's soccer. State Championships Friday. Go to our website. You can go to those links, by the way. We've got Steve Davis coming up next, and we'll have all those brackets for you for football. We'll go over what we think, and then our pick-ems a little bit later.
Out of the tournament, and they took care of business tonight so far through 3
Play
quarters.
action down the middle and look wide open is Chris Thomas. And
Come on, man, this beat is crazy.
play action. It's coming over the middle and it's caught. And rolling ahead on the tip pass was Martinares.
Stop. This time they'll pitch to Martinez. Phillips not going to find the edge. The ball's out in dangerous spot. Green in front, and he's gonna tiptoe in. No, coach, they marked him down at the 4. I thought he walked the tightrope. at the 10, bounces off a defender, still on his feet, and he's in! Touchdown, Sartans! Dropping and looking over the middle, ball's caught. Lane Smith spins around, breaks the tackle, goes to the end zone, touchdown ball, Chino Vista.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every ProView Network broadcast live on the NFHS network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club, or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Having some fun here on the ProView Rundown. Adam Diehl now being joined by president-owner Steve Davis. You got everything good?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Situated.
I'm trying to feel important and everything.
Button your shirt up a little bit.
Yeah, get appropriate.
We do it every week, man. We talk about all the matchups and what's going on, and so let's talk about what's going on this week as we enter playoffs. And so we got a lot of fun stuff in front of us, and we're going to cover a couple playoff games through ProView on the NFHS network. And the first one, we'll talk about the Friday night game. Here we go. So Valley's going to play host to Santa Teresa. That's the 8-9 matchup, and Judge Chavez has a chance to get a playoff win under his belt.
Well, plus it's at home, and that's one thing. Again, I want to thank everybody in the crew and the zoo and everything for great bracketology on Saturday night.
They did do a good job.
Great job last night with the first ProView Networks political polls, and Valley, kind of one of those teams just kind of under the radar. If they get a home game and get some momentum going, and maybe they can make a little dent.
I think it's just good to see them back in the playoffs, and they got an 8 seed, and I think they've got to be happy about that. Santa Teresa's had a really good season, 8-2, and so we're going to have to see what happens. We'll have it for you live from Milne Stadium at 7 p.m., and then, of course, the 8-9 matchup in 6A, the Manzano Monarchs playing host to Rio Rancho. I find this a very intriguing game. Manzano, they've been playing really good, but Manzano's not blowing anybody out, even teams of lower caliber, so I feel like this is going to be a close game.
Well, right, I just don't know what we're going to get out of Rio Rancho. I've been on the bandwagon of Rio Rancho, but I've been really on the big bandwagon of Manzano. I think they're a team that, that they get through the Rams that I don't want to play them. I don't want to play them in the next round.
We'll take a look at the bracket in just a moment, but those are our football games in the first round. And then how about this? We've got cross-country state championship for you at 9 a.m. That's always fun, and so we'll have it broadcasted for you through the NFHS network. And then we've got soccer state championships for you all day Friday. Now, we'll have that later on our website. You can go all day Friday. You get the A through 3A boys and girls, 4A boys and girls, 6A boys and girls state championships. So that'll be there for you. And then we've got the 6-man state championships, Steve. And I'm going to make the trip with Josh Brown. We're going to make our way to
I'm proud of
Animas.
you. This is your first, really road trip that because you've always had, luxury of being in,
First off,
volleyball,
that's inaccurate.
Oh, okay.
I have done 6-man football championships and 8-man football championships for ProView Networks and the NFHS Network. Okay, so I just want you to know that the schedule is different this year.
I can't remember those days because I usually have been doing those.
Yeah.
And enjoyed it thoroughly. But
I've done them and I've enjoyed them. I've been to Melrose. I've been all over. All right. This year, though, finally, I usually do it. It kind of lines up perfectly, right? As we normally have volleyball. These two games are during volleyball. And so I usually do volleyball, and so finally the schedule's a little bit different, and this was a perfect chance to get on the road and be able to do a game like this. I'm excited for it.
Well, I know you are, and I'm proud of that. But it's neat, the smaller towns, how excited they are for us coming down.
Yeah, and
The
in fact,
hospitality.
funny story real quick is I said this earlier with Jeff Symbieta and JJ, but I called them and I said, yeah, we're going to be there at 10, and they said, well, we won't be there till 11. And I was like, well, that's fine. We'll just get something to eat. And they said, no, there ain't going to be anything to eat in Animas. There's nothing to eat on Saturday. Nothing is open at all. They said, so you're going to have to go to Deming and get food. So make sure you stop and get Deming. So me and Josh will stop in Deming.
Well, Josh Brown's a pro. He already knew that. He learned that from last year.
There is an all subs. And by the way, Steve, volleyball breakdown. We've got it for you. We'll start it at 4 p.m. We might even go on a little bit earlier. You're probably looking at 3:30 p.m. We'll get on. And we'll break down all the volleyball brackets as they come out from the NMAA.
That's great to see that happen. And then yes, New Mexico Highlands, another week of football. Last weekend of football.
Yeah, they're trying to go to 500 as they take on a very tough Colorado Mesa. The Mavericks come in at what is that, 5-4? 6-4. 6-4. So I can't see. 6-4. So hopefully Highlands can continue their winning. And Steve, soon we're going to have hoops season as we got Highlands hoops. We're going to have boys and girls Highlands for you and all that action. So that's coming up.
Well, one thing that we're not doing, but Highlands is playing in the pit in Davilo Center Friday and Saturday. Eastern New Mexico is going to be here, and Western New Mexico is going to be here. And I don't know who that fourth team is, but come and support them on
Fort
Friday.
Lewis. Fort Lewis.
Fort Lewis.
Yeah. So, but we will have Highlands for you soon in hoops. Real quick though, let's before we get out of here, let's take a look at some of the brackets. And 3A football, there's the top 4 seeds, and we'll just keep it, with the brackets. And Hope Christian, they're the overall 1 seed. They're the favorites.
Well, I think they're the team to beat. I think their record, they're undefeated, and their margin of victories of all their games have shown that they're the dominant team, and so that's the one that probably has gotten the most accolades. But it's like Jeff Symbiota says, you got to play the game.
4A, St. Pius, they're the overall 1 seed. Maybe a potential rematch in that nail biter earlier in the season against Portales.
Well, I think that's a lot of people want to see. I think Portales, a place that's close to home to Clovis and a place you went to school at in Eastern New Mexico, where hopefully that matchup could happen, and if that does happen, we'd be in Albuquerque.
Yes, 5A. Roswell, they're the overall 1 seed. I think you can take any of those top 4 teams, and I've been telling everyone that my dark horse is Piedra Vista, the 5 seed.
Well, I think we've done so much coverage of basically Roswell, Artesia, and Las Lunas. We forget about Goddard a little bit, that we haven't done them on ProView Networks. A lot of coverage, and I really think this is really going to be one of the best matchups from all the way through the whole tournament.
6-8, I love all 4 first-round matchups. I just think they're all going to be good. Rio Rancho, Manzano. I think Cibola is going to give Mayfield fits. I've been telling you about that, Steve.
No, I listened to you. I mean, Mayfield, and you got El Dorado. You think El Dorado with Smith?
Smith.
I don't want to steal your thunder.
Smith's got to play. What do you think, though? I mean, do you think they can make a run with Smith?
Well, I think El Dorado's kind of like Charlie Dawson's playing. He's playing, under the radar. He hasn't won any winning teams. hey, he's getting ready to go make a run in this state tournament.
And yeah, I mean, I just think it has to be Gabe Smith if they're going to do it.
Centennial, there's a guy named Ocampo.
He's great. Coach Ocampo's great. Their team is, but I've just said it all year. I don't think they've had big games, and I've watched them, and I think they're good. But I think that Cleveland, La Cueva, and Volcano Vista in a healthy El Dorado are better. That's just my opinion.
Well, my thing is, and I hear what you're saying, but nobody's beat them. Okay, and they're a team that, as we see in basketball and see other things, as teams are dominant earlier in the year, and as the deal, they get better and better confidence. Players get better and better. This team, there's no walkover if La Cueva, meets them, or if El Dorado meets them. This team is no team to. They have a shot to make it all the way.
Las Cruces is going to play host to your Wildcats. Your Clovis Wildcats are two different teams at times. Are they going to be able to do this on the road?
That's the question. And can they overcome that? Finishing. I guess the word is finishing in football. I mean, they have not been able. They played very competitive, but they have not been able to finish.
Now, La Cueva has played both Las Cruces and Clovis this season. They'll play host. They have that bye. Volcano Vista, first time in school history they get a bye.
Well, exciting. I think it's all well overdone. So, but Volcano Vista probably another team we probably hadn't talked enough about. They've had a very impressive, have big wins, and they're playing with a lot of, and they got key players, and you talked about them a lot today.
Steve, always appreciate it. Next Wednesday we'll be talking about the quarterfinals already.
Well, and then we'll also probably be reviewing who won, soccer and cross country, and and we're right back in the middle of the season again.
Bang! Hey, we've got pick'ems. They're coming up next.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Pick'ems, let's go through them. Adam Diehl along with the crew in the zoo, and you got to know this, that with whoever wins gets the big sombrero, whoever loses the week has the little sombrero, and so there you go. Jason Pohl, Jason Southwest Pohl, is that what we're calling you?
That's where we live,
Okay.
Southwest.
He's got that hat. JB, he's got. JB, tell us about your hat. I'm gonna move over here.
It's a beautiful hat. I enjoy wearing it. Didn't get to wear it last week, so I felt it necessary to tank my picks and just wear it again. I don't know if tanking is the right word, but it's back where it belongs. on top of my head.
I like the way it's unicorn style today. Let's show those results. Okay, so Jason Poole goes 9-1. How about that? Adam Diehl, Alden Iwani, 8-2. Sebastian went 7-3. Josh goes 6-4. What were you picking?
You know, I went with the Cleveland or the Cibola Cougars. They played a tough game. Weren't able to pull that one off. They were coming on strong. You know, I believe I went with Mayfield. You lost that one too. A couple others. I went with Clovis, who almost beat the La Cueva Bears. That would have thrown the bracket into chaos. But
by the way, the overall record, that is not your overall record.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, that's wrong there. That should be
you were
77.
not
That's a 77. It's Tuesday or Wednesday. We were up doing election stuff last night. I'm a little tired, so that's 77. I just wanted it to, you know, does it matter where I'm at? I could say 100, and you would know I'm still the loser.
Well, no, I think it does matter. Jason's still there. He can still win.
Well, as long as the names are right, you know.
Jay
Adam,
pulls
Alden,
4 games
Sebastian,
off.
Jason.
Sebastian's 3 games off. Alden's 2 games off. Yours truly still leads. But I'm not confident, guys. I am not confident because this week's pick'ems are very difficult, some of these games. And so let's take a look at them. And you look, Eldorado's going to take on Hobbs. Look at this. Sebastian, Jason, and Alden all say Hobbs. I'm with Josh Brown and say Eldorado. That scares me. That scares me.
Fight. Eagles fight. Oh, they're both the Hobbs Eagles, Eldorado Eagles. You never know. It's just the battle of the
Eagles.
birds.
All right, Rio Rancho's going to take on Manzano. Myself and Jay Poole, we go Rio Rancho. I couldn't pick against my Rams in the playoffs. In an 8-9 matchup, I just couldn't.
You picked against them all year. Now's not the time to jump ship.
Oh, don't give me lectures about how to pick, please. All right, Mayfield versus Cibola. Oh, man, I wanted to go Cibola so bad. I got a Coke bet, a nice Pepsi with, or Dr. Pepper actually is what it is. I got that bet with Marty Watts. I get 4 points and Cibola. But in a straight up, I went Mayfield. I think it's a very close game. Look, we're all picking different ones. I like it. How about Clovis and Las Cruces? And Alden went Clovis. Josh went Clovis. The rest of us went Cruces. I mean, not one of them. Usually we're all the same. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, you know, changing it up for the first week of official playoffs. There we go. And, you know, Clovis is good. Alden knows what he's doing here. You forget he's the 2-time champion. Alden knows how to make a move in the late stages of the game.
You know what?
I got to watch out for balls.
I just started reading down.
It was like what was it, my first year winning the championship. I'm pretty sure Adam had like an 8-game lead in like the first season we did pick'ems. And, I mean, I came back, so we'll see what happens. But
I told you I'm not confident.
You've been keeping the seat warm for me. I appreciate it.
I told you I'm not confident. Look at the next one. We go into 5A, and Piedra Vista is going to play host to Del Norte, and Josh goes with Del Norte.
I told you, just like I said on the seating and selection show, those number 12 Knights are going to upset everybody, be the first 12 seed to win a state championship. You heard it here first. ProView Networks breaking news.
I don't think you'll be able to pick them next week.
I don't think so, Adam. I think you're wrong. I think Del Norte's going to upset
Valencia
them.
versus Belen. We all went Belen. We all went Valley over Santa Teresa. And then everybody goes Lovington over Bernalillo. What's the next one? Newcomb versus Fort Sumner.
Fort Sumner House. Jason went Bernalillo. He took Bernalillo over Lovington.
Is that because you went to Bernalillo for a little bit, Jay? Okay.
That's about it.
It's a bad pick. Elida versus Animas.
That's that 6-man championship, 1 versus 2 there.
Jason and Josh go Elida. Josh, you're going to be on the call on that game with me, by the way.
Oh, I get to do color commentary with that.
Yeah.
Hey, I like it. I'll bust out some wows. Homage to Roger Holian. Also gave us this mini sombrero. Got to give a shout out to Roger, man. Roger does great work.
Much love to Roger Holy. Much love to the entire crew, to the crew in the zoo. I'm Adam Diehl. Join us on Friday as we really get into playoff picture. And then, no, you know what? I'm sorry. We will not be here Friday on the rundown. We will not be here Friday on the rundown. We'll be doing state championship soccer, so no Friday rundown. So join us for state championship soccer.
Superchargers.